The Lord Imperator sat across the table from his two advisors, in a room armoured and warded against every known form of eavesdropping. The room itself was located in the heart of an imperial palace, buried in a mountain on a fortress world, in a solar system where approximately 95% of the orbiting bodies had been fitted with weapon emplacements, sensor arrays and/or military garrisons. Confident in their security, the Lord Imperator spoke. "You have both had ample time to investigate the matter at hand. Now, speak. Give me your counsel." The advisor of tyranny spoke. For as long as anyone can remember, humanity has been the galaxy's boogeyman. Every spacefaring species speaks in hushed tones of their power and their rage. Their reputation alone has held their borders safe from any incursion for the past 10,000 cycles. 2 cycles ago, I identified a small human colony on an otherwise uninhabited world, close to their territory, but technically within our own exclusive zone. I personally led an assault against the colony, and seized the whole world within a single rotation. We suffered no casualties and met no meaningful resistance. Following our conquest, a thorough analysis of the infrastructure, databases and artifacts captured from the colonists revealed no technology beyond our own level of development. Further, we have received no communication or retaliation from humanity. The conclusion is inescapable. Whatever edge humanity might have held in the distant past has clearly been lost to stagnation, decadence, or some other catastrophe. Human space is as good as undefended, and ripe for the picking. The Lord Imperator inclined his head and turned to the advisor of consideration, who placed a simple object on the table, a 5-sided prism with a hole and a peg on one end. Addressing the confused looks on the Lord Imperator and advisor of tyranny, the advisor of consideration spoke. "I recovered this artifact from the colony my colleague described. I can see that neither of you recognize what it is. Even a cursory evaluation reveals that it is of little technological or military value. Simple wooden boards held together with friction-fitted metal fasteners. Before I explain this object, let me expand upon the rosy battle report offered by my colleague. I can confirm that we suffered no casualties, because there wasn't a human to be found. Based on all available evidence, the maximum population of the settlement was approximately 10 individuals, and every one of them had departed days before our military ever made planetfall. I have reviewed our historical records and determined that the planet in question was last surveyed 200 cycles ago. At that time it was catalogued as barren. Decent but not exceptional mineral wealth. No atmosphere, no life. At the time of our conquest, the planet could only be described as a near-perfect duplicate of our own ancestral homeworld. It overflows with biodiversity perfectly suited for our habitation, and has none of the residual contamination from untold ages of habitation. It is a paradise. As we speak, tens of thousands of our most wealthy citizens have petitioned to colonize it, with resorts and vacation homes. The humans accomplished what would take us over 1,000 cycles of terraforming in less than a fifth of that time. They used only a handful of workers. Having completed this fantastical task, they then scrubbed the world of any trace of advanced technology or magic, and left without a fight. Now, to this artifact. The humans call it a birdhouse. They hang them up outside their dwellings, inviting the local fauna to take up residence. Contrary to all logic, it is not used as a hunting tool. They do it purely for amusement, presumably so they might watch a lesser animal go about its business. As my colleague said, my lord, the conclusion is inescapable. As the Lord Imperator and his advisors exited their council chamber, a human surveillance craft opened communications with its home base. "Mission successful. We're still entirely undetected. I'm forwarding a complete recording of their meeting. They're on to Miss Attenborough's little pet project, but she'll be pleased to know that they still plan to move a significant population onto the planet. They also don't plan to raise any fuss over the incursion into their territory, or test our own borders. Always nice to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. You know, I've got a huge window back home, and I always feel bad when a little bird flies into it and gets hurt."